you know that every bill that is passed by Britain's Parliament, Great Britain's Parliament, do you know every bill is put on the Queen's desk? And that bill is placed there out of respect for the Queen. And the Queen is asked if she would read the bill, and as a gesture of her approval, she is asked to place her signature on a dark black line that has been drawn down on the bottom right-hand corner of that bill. Well, you say, okay, that's well and good, but what if she doesn't approve? I mean, what if the Queen doesn't like the bill? What if she doesn't put her signature on it? What do they do then? Doesn't matter. Makes no difference. Because the bill has already been approved by Great Britain through what is known as a constitutional monarchy. That means every so often, Great Britain will go to the election ballots, and they will elect a ruling party. And from that party, a prime minister is chosen, and he or she directs the course of action. He or she decides the what, the when, and the where, and the how. But you say, but she's the Queen. And a lovely title it is. And it has its perks. But folks, the Christian life is not a constitutional monarchy. Jesus Christ is not a constitutional monarch. We lift our voices and we sing songs like, He is Lord, He is Lord, He is risen from the dead, and He is Lord. But under our breath, we mumble, but I'm the Prime Minister. I decide the what, the when, the where, and the how. I'm going to make a statement, and you answer in your own mind, true or false. Don't answer out loud, but just answer this in your own mind. True or false. It is good to include God in your plans. It is good to include God in your plans. Now I want you to know, if you said false, then you are correct. Because God does not want to be included in your plans. God wants you to be included in His plan. And what is His plan? It is to take the gospel to all nations. It is to make disciples in all of the nations. There are still 2.3 billion people who are waiting to hear the name Jesus for the very first time. I'm not talking about meeting a missionary. I'm not talking about seeing a Bible for the first time or hearing a sermon for the first time. I am talking about simply hearing the name Jesus for the first time. There are still 5 billion people on planet Earth who are waiting to hear the gospel for the very first time. If I would stand up here this morning and I would ask each of you to take out a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, write down all of your goals on that piece of paper, I wonder what you would write. I wonder what you would include. Well, if you're like most, you'll start with the financial goals. That's where we'll begin. Our financial goals. I want a good paying job. I want to live within my means. I want to plan for retirement. And then there'd be our physical goals, wouldn't there? I want to eat better. I want to lose a little weight, maybe exercise more, and so forth. And then there are relational goals. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better wife, a better father, a better mother. I want to have the right kind of friends, and so forth. And then, of course, there are our spiritual goals. I want to be a part of a good Bible-believing church like here at Canton Baptist Temple. And I want to maybe teach a Bible study group, and I want to sing in the choir. And by the way, do any of these things sound bad? I mean, are these not all perfectly legitimate goals? But here's what we do. We take out our piece of paper, and we take that piece of paper where we've written all of these things, and in the bottom right-hand corner, we draw a solid black line, and we place it before the Lord. And we say, Lord, here are all the bills that I have passed. And out of deference and out of respect for who you are, if you don't mind, would you just sign here? And God says to us, He says, you know, that's strange. Because I too have a piece of paper, somewhat like yours, and your name is written right on the top. And down here at the bottom, I have drawn a solid black line. And now I'd like for you, sign here. And you say, but Lord, hold on. There's just one problem with your piece of paper. And that is that area on top where you've written my name. And you have the area at the bottom where you've drawn that solid black line. But the trouble is, you haven't written anything in between. And the Lord says, that's right, I haven't. Just go ahead and sign here. But Lord, I don't know what you're asking me to do. And God says, that's right, you don't. But Lord, what if after I sign it, you write missionary? Well, what if I do? But Lord, what if it means being out of the limelight and poor health? Lord, it could even mean martyrdom. Well, what if it does? Just sign it. But Lord, what if after I sign it, you were to write the name of one of my children on there? Lord, what if you were to write the names of some of my grandchildren, and that only meant getting to see them once every 4 or 5 years? And God says, what if it does? You call me Master and Lord, and you say, well, for so I am. You see, the issue is not missions. The issue is the Master. In Luke 6:46, Jesus asked the question, and why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Well, what has He said? He said, go, make disciples in all the nations. He has told us to either be a goer or else to be a sender. He said there are some that He uses to purchase the seed. Some send the seed. Some sow the seed. But He says all are participants in the process.